Hey everybody, it's Thursday night, which means it's time for some shop talk. I'm Josh Olive with Haven Comics, and we're gonna talk some awesomeness tonight. So stick around. We've got a really fun night planned for tonight, so I'm looking forward to it. Alan is not here, so the usual target for all of our scorn and abuse is not here to enjoy it. So we'll just have to make fun of him in absentia. Um, and to help make fun of Alan and to have a great time talking comics and shows and everything else. Tonight we have a very special guest, the one, the only Mr. Jeremy Long of the Long Box and the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. What's up, brother?
Hi. Sorry, I'm over here actually moving contracts and headshots to a folder of nobody in particular. Well, nobody that I will share with you at this time.
Well, just you can share with me. Nobody else is watching.
Oh, that's good. It's sad. Why is
it's just you, me, and the internet. Who would ever know?
That's right. That's right. All right. Let me pull that folder back up.
Can you tell me whether this person is of the comic book variety, the voice actor variety, the wrestling variety, the big name actor variety?
She leans closer to the name variety. Not a wrestler, not a voice actor, not a comic person. No, none of those. But yeah, what's funny is I've got there's my computer with all the information on it. Did you get it all?
I hope somebody got a good screen cap of that.
Yeah. It's funny because I'll talk to people. Okay, that's good. I will talk to people and they'll ask me who I signed or whatever, and I forget because I signed so many people on the early side, May, June timeframe, even into July, and then I don't announce them, and so I forget, and so I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh yeah.
So it's like Christmas every time, huh?
It really is. And then once, people start getting announced, then I have the cheat sheet of just pulling up the website and just, being like, okay, that's right, they're coming.
So we have another guest joining us. Always exciting. This is our foothold into the space of movies and television. What's up, Aaron?
Gentlemen, hello.
Round of applause.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you. Stop you too much. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, although it's a little unnerving to see Jack Nicholson.
I know. I'm like, there's somebody in the background. Oh,
I'm still holding on to Halloween with both hands. I'm not ready. There was Christmas music playing in the grocery store, and it made me nauseous. Give me until Thanksgiving, please.
I'm there with you. I saw a post on Facebook, Mix96. They said, nonstop Christmas music coming November 20th. And I'm like, it's too early. I mean, I get Thanksgiving is late this year, Say grace. I love Christmas music. Don't get me wrong. I do. It's probably the only time of year that I listen to FM radio in my truck. It's a big cheese.
Is that what we call Colby now? Because he's Colby. Is his middle name Jack?
It would be amazing if it was.
That would be actually pretty amazing.
It's actually spicy. It's Colby spicy. Yeah, very weird. But,
what's up, Colby?
Yeah, I can get behind some Christmas music, but yeah, not day after. It's not November 1st.
No,
it's not.
I always think of that Bob's Burgers episode where Linda is so excited to put up the Christmas tree, but it's the day after Halloween, and by Thanksgiving it's dead, and then she's like gets another one on Black Friday, and she puts it up, and by Christmas Eve, and then the second tree is dead. Now it's Christmas Eve, and there's no tree.
Fake trees. Now, I will say, my wife and I went out to. It is now Colby. It is now Colby Jack Webb. We went out and we needed to get a new tree for the downstairs playroom and everything, and so we went and got that actually yesterday at Sam's. So that's the only, but it's still in a box. It's not
The fake tree, that's fine. The living trees, nature's telling you it's too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
People used to not put them up until Christmas Eve, and they would have it for Christmas Day, and then it was gone. Although I am curious, you're like, it's too soon for Christmas, but you had Halloween for a whole month before, and you want to hang on to it until close to Thanksgiving?
Well, okay, Jack is also a little bit out of laziness. I've taken down about a third of my Halloween decorations, and Jack is going to be the last to leave.
Well, that's fair.
I get it. I'm not participating, but I get it. I think the week of Thanksgiving Christmas setup is where I would like rest my laurels. That's just me. And I'm not a September 1st Halloween person either. I'm like a September 30th.
Good to know.
There's rules. It makes sense.
So if you want, good. You can't see what my phone says, but I'm discussing a very, very high end potential guest with an agent right now. So,
are you talking to Lou Ferrigno again? If so, tape up your ribs.
Yeah, no. Well, up to this day, he still admits he broke my ribs. So,
I was like, sorry, I misheard something.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
Word.
Yeah. Do you not know the story, Aaron?
No.
This is a great one. You'll love it.
So,
I'm ready.
My real job is missile defense, and I support Fort Greely, Alaska. So I've had to go out there a few times, and in 22,
Yep, that's right.
I had to go, and it was like the first week of April. So it was like 2 weeks before the expo, and while I was up there, Lou was needing to change. I'd already bought Lou's flight, and he was needing to change his flight because he had a red carpet premiere like Thursday night in LA. So he is going to have to miss Friday and fly in on Friday and then just do Saturday, Sunday. And he was having issues. And so we were, my group, we had left one restaurant, went to another because the first one was full. And I'm texting him as I'm walking out, and like I just hit ice and slipped and fell right on my back. And it knocked the wind out of me. I was fine mostly. Everyone came, they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Did you hit your head?" And I wanted to be like, "No, I'm fine. I just knocked the wind knocked out of me. I didn't hit my head." All that came out was And then finally, when I caught my breath, I told him, I was like, "No, I'm fine. I didn't hit my head or anything." And that was Wednesday. Thursday had meetings all day. And then Thursday night started the 18 hours of travel flying back home. And it was uncomfortable sitting, on a plane. My back was sore, but it wasn't, crazy. Well, I get home and the whole family was gone doing overnight stuff, like church stuff, and then the little one was at the in-laws' house, and so I was home by myself. And then Saturday morning, I wake up and I ate a bowl of cereal, sitting on the couch, and I felt a big sneeze coming on, and I was like, I'm gonna let this one fly, because every now and again you just need to let it fly. I sneezed, and that's what actually snapped the bone. And it felt like I was on fire from the inside, like on my back. And I just like froze in like a position and called my father-in-law. I'm like, "Can you please come take me to the doctor?" And he did. but then there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about a broken rib. Because it wasn't like my lungs weren't punctured. Yeah. And the crazy thing is the only position that was comfortable was laying flat on my back on the couch. But it was very difficult getting on and off the couch. And so I'd have to like carefully get down. And then when I wanted to get up, I was carefully getting up. Well, every day leading to the expo, because I told Lou about it, like, hey, you broke me. And so literally every day he wouldn't just call me, he would FaceTime me. And I can't be laying down and like, hey, Lou. And
Hulk.
Yeah, and so I'd hear that, and I'm like, oh, trying to roll over and everything. And I'm like, hey, what's up? You didn't cause me even more pain. So, yeah. And then the funniest thing was he had been to the show before, but when he was there and I was taking Emily and the boys around, he was like, hi, I'm Lou. I broke your husband's rib.
Good.
Like, oh, I know.
I know. That's awesome.
So, yeah. That's how I knew. That's my Lou friend. But yeah, it's so funny because he'll FaceTime me. I mean, not just randomly, but I was in Target one day and I get a FaceTime call from Lou. Hey, bud.
Heck yeah.
I love Do you not have a custom ringtone for Lou Ferrigno that's like
the hitchhiking thing? Yeah.
I love that. Also, Lisa, Christmas came early this year.
Well, Kaylee's is going to have to catch it on the live stream because she's at an event tonight.
No, Kitty Cam is so important. It's a staple of the show.
It is one of Kaylee's favorite moments of any show. So I'll be sure to tell her to watch the first few minutes at least.
Sorry, friend.
Tune in at 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
Look at her grumpy little face. I love her.
Yeah, she does look thrilled.
Put me down.
Let me go.
That's my little princess. I love her.
Well, and who can blame me? So, Jeremy.
Yes.
Jeremy, we had the expo this past year, and it was fantastic. Okay, James is gonna pipe in for her.
Thank you.
There you go. That's in honor of Kaylisa.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a very successful expo in 2025, the big 10th anniversary year. That was awesome.
Oh, good.
So going into year 11, let's go back. At year 10, we had some big changes, right? We got the East Hall, as well as the South Hall. So now we're taking up a lot of the VBC.
Yep.
Do we have any other changes, like footprint-wise or anything like that, coming in 2026?
Not in 26, other than construction is pretty much done, so the hallways won't be as
Hallelujah.
narrow. The hotel across the street opened up, so there should actually be 2 lanes of traffic in front, like on Monroe. There won't be a giant arts festival going on across the street, so
we're not the same weekend as Panoply again.
Yeah, no, we're not. They asked me, because I have to get my dates. I've got dates through 2032. And they were asking me, they said it was either 2031 or 2032. They said, we have the last weekend of April available. I was like, no. Because it didn't, it should have gone smoother. A lot of people didn't take advantage of everything that we had worked on and provided as far as the buses and trolley systems and all that stuff that was free. And I mean, Emily and the boys took the trolley one day. You just had to park about a mile away, and it showed up like 2 minutes after they parked. And then when they were ready to go, it showed up like 5 minutes after they were standing there. So it was very convenient. And if more people had done that, it would have been a lot less hairy. But don't want to try that again. I mean, the hope is that by 2032, we're pumping out the numbers of a Panoply Plus Expo. So and we're I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Kevin Klein used the trolley.
Yeah, all the cool people did.
Did it go clang, clang, clang? I'm curious.
Oh my god.
It's a legitimate question.
It is. I mean, no, it was a good. Because then I would have understood why people didn't use it. And the wheels on the bus, they did go round and round.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was funny too because some people were using the trolley to get to Panoply, some were using it to get to Monster Jam, some were using it to get to the Expo. So it was quite the cast of characters on said bus every time. And I always like Expo weekend because not just downtown, but restaurants all over town on Saturday night. There'll be random people, in cosplay going to restaurants all over. And I love it. It's just spreading out to the city, and where more people are embracing that this is a thing that is good for the city, and so it's because we get a lot of people from not around here.
Yeah, the airlines do pretty well off of that. Ubers do pretty well off of that. Hotels do well off of that. Restaurants do well off of that. Yeah, you bring in a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And it's always a fun time. I've been the last 6 years.
And that's why it's a fun time.
That's right. That's right. It was terrible before the last 6 years.
My God. We're here to talk about Jeremy. What? No.
TARDIS boxes.
It's atrocious.
Are you recommending that we have TARDIS boxes or that the VBC is itself a TARDIS box? I'm not sure.
It's definitely not bigger on the inside.
The way they've rerouted the hallways is just bizarre to me. Like some of them were like easy pathways before, and now you have to go down and around and through, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, so it's not been approved yet. It's been put out there. Just realize oh, bless him.
Years, not 6. It's been 8.
But they're supposed to be expanding the South Hall, and once they do that, and as part of that, they're going to expand the parking underneath. So
does that mean they'll let other people besides VBC employees park there?
It's not VBC employees. They rope it off for Huntsville Symphony, or either last year it was Broadway Theater League. The previous years it was Huntsville Symphony.
They told me when I got there this year,
and this year,
that it was just for employees who were working.
Well, and they told people all sorts of different things this year because they didn't know what was going on. And it is an issue of the left hand not knowing that the right hand exists down there. Everyone briefs their department and they assume that everybody knows everything, but they don't. And so, I mean, there was people that showed up at 10:15 that got to park underneath the South Hall.
Oh,
yeah. And so, I mean, it's just a big cluster.
That's a good question.
So, to visit as like a patron. Now we have sold tickets to Mexico, Canada, and the UK. So those are, but we've also sold tickets to California and Washington. So I'd have to go in and look and see where they came from Canada and where they came from Mexico and all that. As far as a special guest, it would definitely be Dave McCormick. He flew from Australia. And
crikey.
If he lived here, I'd have him at the Expo every year. I mean, gosh, he was just a super, super dude. Dave McCormick is the voice of Bandit in Bluey. And I mean, the man had been flying for he'd been traveling for about 30 hours, and he got to the embassy, got to the hotel, 10 o'clock or so at night. And I try to be there when the guests arrive to, say, hey, I'm Jeremy, if you need anything, let me know, and, meet them and whatnot. And he was like, hey, man, how's it going? Now, granted, I don't know how jacked up his sleep schedule was because, it's 14-hour time difference or whatever. But yeah, super on it from the get-go. He was just a delight. And
it's all that Australian cocaine.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, that's what's in that. That's the secret ingredients to a Vegemite sandwich. But yeah, so no, that's a great question. We do have, funny enough, that year we had 4 people from Australia, or 5. I'm sorry, because we had Catherine Sutherland, who's the second Pink Ranger. She's from Australia, and then we had 2 people from that show, The 100, who were from Australia, and then Dave and Melanie. So we had 5 people from Australia. We didn't start as a penal colony.
I'm sure, yes.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
we do have.
We
nice
could be many worse things.
Yeah, we do have good beaches down south.
So, what's the farthest guest we have coming this year for 2026 that you've signed so far?
I don't have anybody coming internationally. I have people that were international, but they live here. One lives the farthest and now lives the closest, or was born the farthest away. I'm just looking at my list here. Yeah, got it all over here.
Spreadsheet keys to the kingdom.
Well, now we do have someone coming from Hawaii. So
that's a bit of a hike.
Mm-hmm.
But not international.
No. And he's a super cool dude. He's been here before.
So, of the people we've announced so far,
yep, that's on the bottom of the list. All right, yep.
Who are? I know some of them are folks who couldn't make it in past years when they were booked and they had to change their schedules.
Yep.
Like Ernie Hudson, for example. And then it turns out the show that it looks like he went to film was this new spinoff from Blue Bloods.
Okay.
Called Boston Blue. Like, rock on.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, and as far as, when people cancel, it's nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. It's not like, nobody is excited to announce that someone's canceling, and it's never like, I don't want to come. It's usually when they cancel, the best possible reason is they have gotten a gig, a filming, a shooting gig or whatnot. Sometimes they have to cancel for a health reason. Neil Ross canceled last year because he was having health issues.
Or their wife is having a baby.
Yeah, or their wife is having a baby. Yeah, and so it's these things that that happens. Life happens. They have their own things going on, and it's understandable. And they feel like they let the fans down because people are excited, and I understand the frustration from fans. As far as like wanting to meet someone, and you see posts where people are like, "Oh, that was the only reason I was going, so I'm not coming." I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. It happens. I can't control everything. People will say, "Why don't you get guests that won't cancel?" I'm like, I don't know how to do that. avoid all bad things out there. So it's fun. But I mean, usually, we had a whole week of makeup announcements, more or less, and we still have a few more. Phil Lamar canceled last year, and he's coming back. Exactly, Kevin gets it. And I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that.
Well, there was Ernie Hudson. There was.
Well, honestly,
What's his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio was supposed to come, and he had to cancel because he was filming Daredevil season 2. And he said his agent told me that he was good to go, but I haven't gotten a contract on him yet, so I can't announce him yet until I have a piece of paper that means nothing.
Well, I still have my special edition of the Daredevil comic, the Vincent D'Onofrio edition.
It looks nothing like him.
No, but it is his. It's got his name on it. It actually has Vincent D'Onofrio's name on it. So
yeah. Well, I've got a handful of
getting that signed. I'll have to find it again, and God knows where it is.
Well, I mean, I've got so much stuff back here. It's just one wall of this office of mine that I had that because I try to get stuff. I'm very bad. I tell you, I'm really bad about getting pops. I mean, you wouldn't think I'm bad at getting pops because I've got so many, and all those are signed from Expo guests. But I'm not the best about remembering, especially the anime guests, because I don't know. I don't know that stuff. But I'll go up to Travis of White Tiger Collectibles. Shout out White Tiger Collectibles in the mall, Parkway Place Mall, at the show, and I'm like, "Hey, do you have any pops of any of the guests?" And he'll start just pulling them, and I'll come back by, and he's like, "Here you go." And he'll even be like, "This is this person, this is this person, this is this person, this is this person." I do too, Kevin. I do too.
Yeah, I'm going to say I especially need Deborah Ann Wool for a couple of reasons. One, because she's awesome. But two, because we could get her to tag in with the gaming track.
Yeah.
And she could run like a charity D&D event where we could raise money for Kids to Love or what have you. Because she's amazing as a GM. And she is big into D&D. She's amazing. Would love to bring her in.
It's so good. Her YouTube channel is incredible.
Carrie would lose his mind if we were able to do something like that.
Yeah.
And frankly, I would enjoy seeing Carrie in that state of like.
That's a fair. Now, I will say we do have some guests that have been here before that are coming back because people like our show. People like our town.
Shatner coming back again?
No, I won't answer his calls. I keep sending him the voicemail.
He's like, computer, call Jeremy Long.
All right, I'm gonna count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 guests that have been here before that are coming back this year.
Right on.
That I haven't announced yet.
You haven't announced yet? Okay.
Yeah. Well, have we announced anybody that's? Oh, I mean, the only one that we've announced that's been here before was Mark Spears.
Who?
Yeah, I know.
Who is this Mark Spears?
It would have been a valid question 18 months ago. Not from you, but I mean,
well, he already does a charity auction, Kane.
Yeah.
It's a silent auction. You just probably haven't gotten over to where they do it. So
they do it. They do it in the gaming room. You're talking about Mark Spears
being silent.
And here, like this whole box is. Well, no, there's some Invincible comics, but it's all Monster and the Wolf books, and then some slabs that just came in the mail today. Got my.
Did I see that you got a particularly high grade on one of those slabs?
Did.
I'm gonna embiggen you so that can
That's
show
you.
that off. Yeah, I gotta grab you and move you over here. There we go.
And the cool thing is, so this book was limited to $1.99. So I have to assume that this may be the only 99 of it. But I don't
That's
know.
entirely possible.
Yeah, but it's just fun. It's not noted as the FarleyCon exclusive, but it was, more or less. So yeah.
You're not blind, Kane. You just kind of have to go to the gaming area.
Yeah.
To find it, and maybe that's just something. Maybe we should advertise it better, and I'm sure we can do that. I say we. I can advertise it better from my end of things. I don't know, Jeremy, what you want to do as far as getting word out, but
Keep it a secret.
I do love God Mike, Jeremy, at the beginning and end of every Expo day, just like booming through the hall. I do enjoy that very much.
One of my favorite Expo moments was the year that Jake the Snake Roberts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan were there, and it just so happened that the microphone for the PA system was like behind the curtain of Jake the Snake Roberts' booth, and he knew that, so he would occasionally go back there and just make random announcements about things that were hilarious.
Yeah.
That was great.
Ladies and gentlemen and Expo guests, I have to pee.
It was more like Hacksaw Jim Duggan will be doing photographs in a pink tutu for the next 2 hours.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
He said that Hacksaw was going to do his hair up like Princess Leia.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, I always like when, the guests have fun.
And you could hear Hacksaw Jim Duggan across the place going, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was 3 years ago, in 22, we had Felissa Rose at one end and then Bryce Poppenbrook at the other end. And Felissa Rose is doing her horror screams, shrieks all weekend. And then Bryce is doing his like anime screams all weekend. And then come Sunday afternoon, I'm talking to both of them. I'm like, how do either of you have a voice still? I mean, they're just, yeah, that was a fun year. 20. I mean, every year is fun. But that was a fun year. That was definitely a fun year.
So did this is going to seem like a weird non sequitur, but it's food related, and I was thinking about food. Is there going to be a change in the concessions available or something this year? Do I remember you saying something about that?
No,
Okay.
no. The inner workings of everything, it's like they're basically we have all of 3 food vendors as vendors. One is International Candy Company, that's not really food. One is the Fudge People, and then one is see, I've seen Kevin at other shows, and he's rocking the Expo jersey too. So he's one of the good ones. And then
Sweet Treats,
and then Sweet Nana's Sweet Treats,
which are a delight.
They really are indeed. But basically, they on Friday, like an hour before the show started, they tried to shut them down. And I'm like, they've been here every year for many years, and they follow every rule you've ever given me for them. Like, you can't have readily available food. Like, you can't go up to the fudge and they hand you fudge open. It has to be in a container. It can't be readily available, readily consumable. Sorry. Yeah. And same thing with the cookies and stuff at Nana's and, International Candy. And they were like, well, things are changing. I was like, oh, it doesn't need to. And they said it was okay, but then they would reevaluate it. And I was basically going to tell them that if they couldn't have those 3 food vendors, I didn't want concessions open at all. And so it didn't have to come to that because, they made. a lot of money off of the Expo people buying.
Yes, they do.
And that markup is huge. So, yeah. Anyways, but no, they're playing ball.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
For someone that has no other option for anywhere else to go, I sure do talk a big game. I don't have anywhere else I can go. I can't say, all right, well, next year we're going to the library.
No. But that goes both ways, right? I mean,
and
you've got a big event, you're bringing a lot of people, and they would miss that revenue,
right? And they told me that the Expo is like a top 5 event every year for them.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Because I know some of the other events they have there, and that's insane.
Yeah. So they don't want to lose me. I literally can't lose them. So, there was talk pre-COVID about a huge convention center opening up in Madison, and I have no problem moving it to Madison. But that died with COVID, I guess.
Well, it was supposed to be out there, kind of that big triangle between Athens, Decatur, and Huntsville. That little bit, and there was hope that was going to just build out and be a huge shopping center, giant convention center, hotels, and the whole 9 yards. And zero of that came to fruition.
Which with the growth of the area, I think it's only a matter of time, but not anytime soon.
No doubt.
So, but yeah.
So, what out of the guests that you've announced so far, who are you most excited about?
Great question.
Actually, of like who you've announced, because I remember bits and pieces, but I know I'm forgetting people.
All right, so far, and this is just alphabetical.
Oh, this is a good question. Kane is popping with a good question.
That is a good question. We're actually doing a hoodie again this year. We did a hoodie back in 2020, but it kind of got derailed because 2020. And our show being moved to July of 2020. Not a lot of people were buying hoodies in July in Alabama. And Kevin, I'm right there with you on those. But if I'm being honest, Vicki Lawrence is who I'm most excited about so far.
Great
so far.
What's up, Andrew?
Aaron, you asked who have we announced so far. David Howard Thornton, Ernie Hudson, Judith Hogue, LeVar Burton, Mario Lopez, Mark Spears, Michael Rosenbaum, Neil Ross, Ron Perlman, Tom Welling, Vicki Lawrence, Will Wheaton, and Zach Levi.
My God.
So starting out small.
Oh, are we?
Just those people.
I'm telling you, man. Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
I am so excited. I hate that he's only going to be there Saturday, but I'm going to go see him.
You gotta. Oh my God. I love that.
But yeah, so I'm excited about everybody. I've heard, nothing but nice things about David Howard Thornton. I was at the Chris Hardwick show, and you better believe I gave him my card.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Well, a shy and retiring fellow like yourself.
Right. It was kind of funny because we were, it's always weird when they don't announce, like, they're going to be doing signings and picture. Like, we've gone to the Dusty Slay show there, and they were like, Dusty will be over there with some merchandise and taking pictures. And so we went over and met him and talked to him, bought a hat. But then we were just kind of finishing up at the Chris Hardwick show, and we look over, and he's just over there. And I'm like, Emily, let's go see if we can get a picture with him. And so we did. And I took my card, and I had it in my shirt pocket specifically. And I know he's a big Disney nut. And so I wore my Haunted Mansion Roosevelt shirt. And he's like, "Oh, it's a cool shirt." I'm like, "Thank you."
Look what's inside my business
right. But I asked him, I was like, "Do you do appearances, like Comic Cons and stuff?" He's like, "Well, I've done San Diego," and I'm like, "Yes, but not there." Yeah, we're gonna work that one.
We're working on that, Chris.
But
we have plans if we can make it happen. We've got things we need to do.
But it was funny because in talking to Hardwick, I was like, we've got and I started just telling him who's been here, like Shatner's been here, and I was like, we actually have Will, because I knew he's friends with Will Wheaton. So I was like, Will Wheaton's actually coming next year. And he was like, "Oh, that's so funny. I was actually at the Space and Rocket Center today, and I called Will, to tell him about it." He's like, "Oh, I'm going to be in Huntsville next spring." I was like, "Yeah, you should come with him. Come with him." But I haven't heard from him. I always liked Chris Hardwick. He was, but he says that he's not. He was doing like a comedy tour, but since he's got like a new baby and everything, he wasn't looking to travel much. I'm like, I get that. Yeah. That's more reason to travel, honestly.
Speaking of comedy tours, John Mulaney's coming to Huntsville in February
22nd, BBC.
Tier.
Even better, his comedy tour ends on April 16th. So if he just wants to pop a couple more days on the end.
And see, Aaron, the reason I'm like sad face is because that weekend I will be in Pensacola for Pensacon. So he's literally one of my favorite comedians, and he's coming 10 minutes away from my house, and I will not be able to.
And you will be many hours away from your house.
I will. And 2 days before that, I think he's in Birmingham or something.
Yeah.
But I'll be already down in Pensacola.
Text me your December schedule. Let's see what we can do.
Text you my December schedule? It's wide open other than the 25th if it involves John Mulaney.
Fantastic. Great.
Okay. Great. But
see, this whole night was worth it for you, Jeremy.
That's right. I am excited about. And Mario Lopez. I'm looking forward to meeting him. I hear good things about him.
I have a friend that did a commercial with him this year, and I've heard nothing but exceptional things about Mr. Lopez.
I've heard David Howard Thornton is like a super nice dude. His movies are super disgusting and like.
He's the Terrifier guy, right?
Artie the Clown.
Yeah. And so. But I grew up loving Mama's Family, so I'm excited about Vicki Lawrence. I'm excited about getting a photo op with her dressed as Mama.
Wait, is she going to be dressed as Mama?
Yeah, she will do a Mama photo op.
Oh man, I might have to do that. I love her.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
No, I see Vicki Lawrence probably 2 or 3 times a week because I have various sketches from the Carol Burnett show that pop up, or bits from Mama's House that pop up on Facebook. And I'll be darned if I don't watch them every time, even if it's the same one over and over. I must have seen the Tim Conway elephant sketch 70 times just this year.
That's funny.
He was just ad-libbing the whole thing. And the whole cast was losing their minds.
Well, and so what's funny about her is she does those photo ops in full Mama, and she's completely in character. I saw her last year at a show, and she walked by my booth in Mama gear, and she had one of the volunteers like helping her along, like she was holding on to his arm like she was a 90-year-old woman.
God, that's great.
I know. I'm not the only one, and I'm not ashamed to admit this. When I was watching that show as a child, I thought it was an old lady.
Oh, well, yeah. It's like watching Golden Girls, and you thought that the one who played the mom, she was really old, and she was the youngest one of the bunch.
Yeah. So.
Still doesn't make sense to me.
No.
The scary part about Golden Girls is when I was younger and I watched that, I thought, yeah, they're ancient. And now I'm like, they're the same age as me.
I know.
That's off-putting.
That is off-putting.
But yeah, I mean, and we've got Aaron, I loved your reaction to that lineup, the intro.
It's an insane lineup. Well done.
It is, and we've got some other sizable, if not bigger, names signed, and I've still got a few really big lines out there. Forgive my language, I sent a email to all the agents that I've got offers out with, and basically sent them all shit or get off the pot emails. Like, I need an answer, because I need to start moving along with marketing and stuff. So I need to know if your people are coming. And some of them, especially the biggest names, were like, can they let you know in December? And I'm like, sure. But I do have some good. I mean, we haven't announced any voice actors yet, so that'll be coming up. We've got a good corral of voice actors coming. They always do. I will say we're doing a Star Wars thing. We're doing a sizable Star Wars thing. Unfortunately, Joshua, we're not doing a G.I. Joe thing. We were, after Farley, we were looking, but we're the same weekend as WrestleMania. So Sergeant Slaughter wouldn't be available, and Larry Hama was already booked at a show in Jersey, actually. So, I mean, that would have been two of the bigger names.
Oh, Grace, preach. That Lego Enterprise looks amazing.
I know. I saw that
Holy
today.
smokes. Also, the Lego ship from Goonies. That thing is nuts. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and they've just announced that they're doing a Power Rangers Lego set with all the Zords.
Oh, wow.
So you can build all 5 Zords, and then they combine into the Megazord. A la, well, you can't really see, but I've got the Voltron up there. So, Kevin, that's a great question.
For any of the Jedis who can't make it in person, they will be here in spirit.
That's right. So I haven't. I think I'm going to do a few announcements this month. I haven't decided yet because we're scaling back. I mean, last year we had 75 guests.
That's a lot.
It was a lot, and it was kind of overkill. So we're going back to about 50-ish, which is, we had 50 to 55. I think we had closer to 60 2 years ago. But anyways, we're scaling back, but I still want to do I still want to do the 25 days of Christmas. So I don't know if we'll just do a whole Star Wars week. How many Star Wars do I have? Hang on. 1.
Mark Hamill.
3. So I have 7 up to 9 Star Wars people. I say up to 9 because there's people that had like a bit part, in Rebels or Clone Wars. Anyways, yeah, I'm still. I haven't decided if we're going to do a Star Wars week. Well, so the Havoc are doing their Star Wars night the day after Thanksgiving. Could do a Star Wars thing. So the agent I was texting with a while ago about a big guest, that was Star Wars related. And it's not Mark Hamill. As much as I would love Mark Hamill, he charges $600 for an autograph. I don't see that flying here. Also, no. I mean, sure.
I mean, if you want, I bet we could get Katie Sackhoff.
She would be great just because of her overall resume.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We could get some Firefly people.
Yeah. Well, I tried to get Alan Tudyk this year.
Oh my God, that would be. But I love Alan Tudyk.
He was not available. Where's my? I'm gonna tell you all the people that I didn't get. How about that? I tried to get Alan Tudyk, and he was not available. I tried to get Matthew Lewis. He was not available. Those are the ones that told me no.
Alan Tudyk's wife is the choreographer for the dance sequences on Peacemaker, and I got to work with her for like a week.
Oh, that's fun.
Sweetest woman ever. And she had all these videos of her like rehearsing the dance with him as like he was her guinea pig before she would show it to anybody.
Do this.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that after the shock of season 2 came out, they changed the Fortnite emoji.
I don't think that was intentional. I don't think anybody.
No, but everyone's sensitive about everything. And I'm like, oh, so only now did we connect all the dots that weren't even there.
I don't think that was ever a point of conversation at all. I feel like that would have gotten shot down if anybody had come.
Yeah. What if they did this and with their legs and it was special, kind of special.
Yeah. I think in the Fortnite, I think he flexes now. I think that's the opening arm movement.
But
we
just can't have nice things like a government that works. That's another story. It's shut down. I can say that.
The government is currently broke.
That's right.
Please come back later.
The government's closed.
If you can fix it, come back now.
That's right.
Earth is closed today.
Yeah. But I mean, I am excited about the whole lineup. Honestly, I mean, there's people, and every year there's people that I don't know, and I always tell people, I know, and Kevin, it's not a no, but not this year, kind of thing. But I'm excited to see Charlie Hunnam. He almost came 2 years ago, but he actually almost came last year. Sorry. But his schedule didn't work out. Gina Carano, she's doing shows now, but not many. So that may be a tricky.
Please feel free to bring Gal Gadot.
Yeah. I keep sending her to voicemail as well.
My God.
No. But
I mean,
yeah. No, and I mean, there's some big names still yet to come. I know I just keep teasing about it, and people are waiting. I will say that we've got some good reunions in store, and some good pairings and sets, and there's one that we've got like 6 or 7 people coming from a show, and I've never seen the show. I hear good things about it. It's animated.
Are they demon hunters?
No, they're not. It's so funny. I had a vendor email me like way after the demon hunter stuff really popped, pun intended. He was like, "Hey, I don't know if you know about this movie called K-pop Demon Hunters, but it's very popular, and I think it would be good guess." I'm like, it was like the same week that they were on Saturday Night Live and Jimmy Fallon and everything. I'm like, they're past the point of attainability now. And so, yeah.
I will say I this year for Halloween, I finally I think I crossed a boundary because kids are coming up to the door and I had no idea who they were dressed up as at all. And I'm pretty sure most of them were demon hunters or something out of an anime. Like when I saw a little Spider-Man, I'm like, oh, thank God.
Finally, a breath of normalcy.
But I never felt so old as like I don't know what any of these kids are dressed up as. I mean, I just didn't recognize them at all.
Braid that goes like down to back here. That's one of the K-pop demon hunters. That's the gift. If there's 3 of them and one of them has a big purple braid down the back of her head.
Do any of them have a lot of feathers?
No.
So we had a couple of kids with a lot of yellow feathers, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Big Bird.
It wasn't Big Bird. I would have recognized that.
Timu Big Bird.
Timu Big Bird.
Timu Big Bird. This is my Woodstock from the Peanuts cosplay.
Now, Kevin, dude, we always try and sneak an announcement out of Jeremy when he comes on the show, so hopefully we can expect one now. Now, that's not guaranteed, but we always try, and we wheedle, and every now and again it works.
It was funny. Emily asked me today, she was like, you're not going to make any announcements on the show or anything? And I was like, I may make a little one, like Jason Marsden or something. And she was like, well, he is very little. And I'm like, yes, he is.
Did that just constitute an announcement?
I'm just drinking my water.
Ah!
Just saying that was the whole conversation with my wife. So
yeah, I'm completely unrelated to anything. Yeah,
Jason Marsden, it's not related to anything at all.
No, I mean, it's hypothetically.
Pull a name out of a hat. Let's see.
Yeah.
Now, what target or comic guest are you targeting? Any you can name?
I mean, that it's always so tricky because, you know, the current working artists and authors and stuff, they don't know what their workload is going to be, so they don't want to commit. And then, I mean, every day almost I get messages and emails from people that, you know, want to be a guest, but it's like there's people with more credits that are buying tables at the show. Like, and I mean, it's a tricky position because I don't want to be like, you don't really deserve it. I mean, that's great that you've self-published, you know, 4 comics, but like my 15-year-old had self-published a comic when he was 11. So
it was pretty good.
It was. And so, I mean, you know, I told you I'd reach out to JTC, but he is not available that weekend. So they were like, send us your dates for 27. Okay. Because he was a super nice dude. I met him in Memphis. But you know, we've got, I will say, and this, you know, I mean, he may even have it on his website by now, but we've got Nathan Zerdy coming back. He hated that he missed this year.
I blame him.
And him
and his double booking.
It was Fan Expo's fault because he had signed onto all their shows. And so that was the same weekend as Calgary. So he's coming back, and Bianca is going to come back.
Yay!
Anna Zhao is going to come back.
Fantastic.
And then like all the and Brian Silverbacks is going to make a return to shows. He's going to come back. He's taken the last year and some change off. He did Chattanooga a few weeks ago, but he's gonna come back. We've got Sam Payne going to come back. He's going to do another exclusive print for us. He has the really fun vector style. He did the Weird Al print for us this year. That was super fun. And Jason Flowers will be there. He's a fun local-ish fella. So I mean, we'll have some good comics. I mean, but I'm still throwing lines out there, hoping. I mean, I try to get Scotty Young every year, and every year I get shot down. John Wartburn would be good. I mean, I've tried to get the Simonsons every year since before COVID. Now that there's a direct flight from New York here, we need to bark up the Steranko tree again.
Yep.
I mean, I tell you this every time I see you. My two comic book wish list people are Matt Fraction and G. Willow Wilson. If you could do anything in that realm, I would be ever so joyed. Also, while I have the floor, my mom just sent me a screenshot of the live stream. Hi, Mom.
I see you.
She's trying to make sure you're behaving yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, she said I need to go to bed soon because I have the early shift tomorrow.
See, she's looking out for you.
This is like a reverse Oscars moment of when the person's up there with the Oscar, they're like, "Hello, children, go to bed."
That's right.
It's too late. That's so funny. Yeah. Also, Samir Prasada. I love him. I want to talk Sacred Damned and the Miss Marvel stuff with him. Please.
Well, I think if I were able to get anything Jeff the Landshark related, my 11-year-old would love it. And
yeah.
Now I will say, this is speaking of my 11-year-old. He's at basketball practice right now. Well, he should be home in a little bit, but we haven't announced yet. But we have Phineas and Ferb coming.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Jeremy. I'm gonna have a more emotional reaction than you.
I'll just break Aaron.
I think you might have.
I didn't know.
I can't even understand what you're saying now, Aaron.
A little bit. Yeah, you broke me a little bit. Oh my God.
I didn't know you were so. And we may have a third from said show coming too.
You might get Doofenshmirtzed.
If you get damn,
I wish. No, he's impossible. He doesn't really do shows. He'll crash them. There was, I forget what show it was. It was a bigger show, but he just showed up at the Phineas and Ferb panel unannounced, and in fact, he showed up at a Bowling for Soup concert.
Come on.
And Bowling for Soup is here tomorrow night, and so I'm really hoping they play the theme song to it. I can record it and bring it home to the little one. But yeah, they're coming. So those are two of the voice actors are coming. So there, I've announced 3 guests tonight that won't be announced for a while. So. And I'm not even including all the comic people that I just announced. Josh,
I was gonna say that's a lot of names that people can plan on, which is awesome. And it just occurred to me that there's a Star Wars tie with the one person I was thinking of. Because I was trying to think, are we going to have any Disney princesses this year?
Yes.
And then I'm thinking Star Wars. And then I was thinking, you have a Disney princess who is a Star Wars person who's in the MCU. Ming-Na Wen would be one of my top triple threat kind of people. And I imagine she's extremely tough to get.
I mean, you just labeled, 3 of the biggest franchise, biggest products, and it's, I mean, we're not talking, Jim Cummings, who's done Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney to a much lesser degree, and he's, sizable name. So, yeah, no, that's Well, I learned years ago to not say never, because I once uttered the famous lines, William Shatner will never come to my show.
Oh yeah, that was wrong. He
And he
came
came twice.
twice.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that would be super cool. But like, I mean, there's lots of people that'd be super cool.
That's
And
very true.
who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
So, a question for folks who are watching, because I'm sure you get this one a lot, is how many volunteers do you normally have to help with the expo, and how can people get involved with that?
Great question. Because we get a lot of people, especially like right after the show. They're like, how can I get involved? I'm like, volunteer yesterday. I mean, we have anywhere from 150 to 200 volunteers over the weekend. And one question I get is, how many volunteers do you need? And my answer is always more. And because there is, there's so much stuff that goes on in every facet of it. I mean, from Wednesday night to Sunday, not even Sunday late anymore, because breakdown, not the mental, the breaking down of everything Sunday evening after the show is over has gotten a lot quicker because we have a lot of people. Many hands make light work. And to get involved, we will post up our volunteer sign up. I don't know if it'll be this year. It may be January, because like at this point, everything's going to get lost in the holidays. And we meet a few times before the show, but it's closer to the show. We'll meet about 3 or 4 weeks before it at the VBC, kind of to go over stuff. We'll meet before then, wherever we can find to meet. Sometimes we meet at one of the meeting rooms at the AC Hotel or the Embassy. So people can get involved and I like to, and we have new volunteers every year. It's great. I've made lots of friends, through the volunteers. A lot of volunteers are, they've become, roommates or, whatever, just by meeting each other. I always ask people, that are new, I'm like, how did you hear about it? Or, have you been before? And someone said, this tripped me out this year. I'm like, so what made you decide to volunteer? And she said, I asked ChatGPT what I could do to make more like-minded friends here. And I don't know if it was like volunteer at, events that you like, or if it, straight out said, go to the expo. That'd be a little, but yeah, so ChatGPT is helping us out.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And volunteers, we have fun. It's not like arduous work. Now we've got about 15 or so leads. Every year I take more off my plate, which is good. I mean, the first 3 years or so of having guests, I picked every guest up from the airport. Because one, I the first year we had guests, there was 4 of them, and then 8, and then, about 20. And so it worked out. As it got bigger, I got more people. And now this year I picked Weird Al up from the airport, and because by God, I wanted to.
Yeah, there's no way you were letting somebody else do that.
No. So it's, I let more and more go every year. And we have fun. I mean, we really are a little community. and then after a few weeks after the expo, we'll do a wrap-up party somewhere where, all the volunteers come out. And I started 2 years ago giving out awards, like best handler, best this, funniest moment. And it's gotten to be a lot of fun. And then about 3 years ago, I started doing a holiday party for volunteers. So it's like I call it a holiday / expo kickoff party, because it's end of November, early December, and we just go and have lots of food. And last year, I bought a bunch of prizes. I mean, it was like a legit office party. Like, people won stuff. We had expo trivia that apparently I made entirely too hard. I was like, I know all these answers, but I kind of need to. But it's fun. I mean, we've had people that have been with us since the JC's building, so it's a lot of fun. But we will post on Facebook page and Instagram when those applications go live. I think they're the people who are over it. They're working out the final kinks of it, and because we have the volunteers apply every year, because we never assume that the volunteers are going to do it every year. And so, we wipe the slate clean, and then so we'll do the return volunteers. That way we'll get all the bugs out of the application process and everything, and then we'll go live with it probably in January. I mean, it may be earlier, but I don't see that.
So what kind of qualities are you looking for in volunteers? Because I imagine what you typically get from people who don't know much about it is, hey, I want to hang out with this celebrity.
Well, the requirement,
and that's not enough to qualify you for a volunteer position, especially a handler.
I will tell you, we get more messages about volunteering when we announce big guests. And, I mean, we see a spike in ticket sales, but we also see a spike in, hey, I want to volunteer. Can I be a handler? No, you can't. And it's funny because people will say, I was a handler at this show, this show, this show, and this show. And I'm like, cool. You're not going to be a handler at my show, because it's not like a job where I am calling for references, and the thing is, the bigger the names we get, the fewer handlers we need, because they bring their own.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about the handlers is they are the face of the show to the guests.
Yep.
And so very, very rare will a first-year volunteer be a handler. And the only time that happens is if like a dozen people on the team already know them and they vouch for them, kind of thing. But I mean, as far as requirements, you have to be at least 16 to volunteer on your own. We've had people that are 12 and 13 and they just tag along with their mom or dad, and they help out here and there, and that's fine. But to volunteer on your own, you have to be 16. And the only other real requirement is you have to have a pulse. I mean, we can work with anything, whether it's people, checking for wristbands and badges, or, line control, pointing directions, putting, handing wristbands to people. There's something for everyone, All right, Kevin, you are the driver now. The driver. He's got all the jerseys already, so it works. Well, that's the other thing. People ask about being a driver, and I'm like, what kind of car do you drive? Because I don't want someone in a beat up, messy car picking up, Mario Lopez or whatever.
No.
But I'll tell you, our transport team, they've got it down. They have someone now that basically stays at the airport and has all the and they're tracking all the flights in real time. And then, people know their assignments of, picking up and whatnot. And that way, if there's any, because I say if there's any change, there's constantly changes on flights. And so we track that in real time. But, they'll, is our guy Nick, he'll be out there with a good sized iPad with like everybody's name that is being picked up, and like all the drivers are just kind of standing around him. Like when I went out there, and I got to see it for the first time because I'm not at the airport. I went out to pick up Weird Al, and I looked, and there's 5 of my guys standing, and that's the thing. So often, one flight will bring in 8 to 15 guests. Mm-hmm. And so, in fact, Tori Spelling and her agent were on the same flight as Weird Al, and she talked about it in her podcast the following week, that something happened and they didn't end up with the same seat. And so they asked this man, hey, can you change seats? And it was like one row different. And he was like, yeah, sure. And they didn't realize, but it was Weird Al. Like, how did you not realize it's Weird Al? Who else has?
Wow.
Yeah.
He's got a unique look.
That's so funny. I love that he was amicable about it. Just like, yeah.
Yeah, he was very nice. Well,
I know a guy you can talk to, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kevin, like I said, applications will go up January-ish. It's funny. Someone saw me at Memphis, and they're like, I want to come volunteer this year. I was like, awesome. We're always, needing volunteers. And I know her. And she was like, if I put your name on it, would that help? I'm like, probably not. I was like, I don't see them. I don't. I was like, yeah, they'll probably ask me, do you know this person? And so, yeah. But yeah, we have jobs for all. There's people who want to volunteer, but they're big time introverts and don't want to deal with people. I'm like, that's fine. We have jobs that you don't people at all. We've got set up on Wednesday and Thursday and breakdown on Sunday, and other behind the scenes stuff. We've got people that have to go from like the photo ops to the guests to, get them, walk them back and forth, and same thing with the panel rooms and everything. So it's
you just reminded me that was a big change this year from previous years, was the location of the photo ops and the location of the panel rooms. How did that work out? And do you feel like you're going to replicate that, or are you going to tweak it? What do you think?
I think it went well, because with the photo ops being in the back left, we have that whole hallway to be able to queue up lines back there, because people were just coming in that door and then going right into the photo op, and then it was very easy, and so it worked well. And the fact that was the first year there and it worked so well there, I don't think we're going to change that but any at all. And the panels, that worked well. And like I said, the construction is done, so the walkway on the ramp side is not as narrow anymore, so it'll be able to queue up a lot better.
And the panels being down at that end of the hall, or at the east hall, that worked well?
Yeah, it did. And it's when I first thought about it, I was a little concerned because it seems further, but as far as the guests go, it's actually not much further walking from the guest area to the ballrooms than the guest area to East Hall.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're over at the photo ops and then you need to catch a panel, that's a little bit of a walk. But excuse me. I've been to shows where it's like, all right, the panel room, you go down that hall, go up an escalator, go down another hall, take a left, go outside, take the subway, get to Michigan, go, so we're kind of spoiled about how everything has been so tight and all in the same place, that now that we are expanding, and in 27 we add what used to be North Hall Saturn Ballroom, so it's going to be even more areas.
What do you think you'll put down there?
I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't. I thought about doing, just the guests down there, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna kind of see how this year goes and figure that out, and then go from there. So, but it's a good problem to have, that we have another, almost 40,000 feet.
Because that'll also open up all those meeting rooms and such upstairs.
Right, exactly.
Right? So if you want to have different tracks for panels, like a science track or a Star Wars track or Lord of the Rings track, whatever, you could do that. And they could just kind of keep rotating through that same room.
Right. So
that's kind of what they do at Dragon Con.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just funny to think that we're adding that, and that's where Expo year 2 and 3 was completely.
Yep.
So yeah. But
I love that.
But yeah, it's exciting. We've got lots of room. People have said, you just need to take over the whole VBC. And I'm like, well, I don't really have anything can do with the arena. I don't have anything that I need 6,000 seats to look at, on the ground. But who knows? That's where we'll put Mark Hamill's line when we secure him.
You might need to, should that day ever come.
Yeah. And so, the bigger panel rooms over in East Hall worked out well this year. So thanks, Kevin. I appreciate you, dude. But yeah, I am excited for the rest of the announcements. I think the way it'll play out, because we've announced, what have we announced so far? 10, 13. We've announced 13 so far. And so we've got about 35-ish more, maybe more. But hang on, how many do we have left? Yeah, 35. And then there might be some more added. But anyways, we've got, and so 25 of those will be taken up for 25 days of Christmas. So then we'll, if we do a handful in November and then a handful after, then we'll kind of be done by February-ish with announcements. I do like, spreading it out. It's always fun. It's always fun to see how many reactions and likes each announcement gets, because I'm surprised by a lot. Like, I knew Vicki Lawrence would have a lot, but she had a ton, and I knew David Howard Thornton would have a bunch, but he had just as many as Ron Perlman.
Really?
Hang on. Let me.
Dude, Artie the Clown is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
They did a whole Halloween Horror Nights house just for him.
Yeah.
Do I feel like, do I need to watch one of these movies?
Don't. So the first one I watched, okay, and Aaron, this will play into your side of things too. Like, the movie was dumb. It was super low budget, but they made the whole movie with $35,000, which is like nothing. And it was that good, and so it made me want to watch the second one, because the second one had like a million budget or $2 million. I think I had a $2 million budget.
Yeah, 2 million.
But because the first one, it cost $35,000 to make, and it made like $3 or $4 million. It was crazy the amount that it. But I was like, okay, if they could do this, because there were some, decent effects. I'm like, if they could do this with $35,000, what could they do? And then I actually just watched the second one last week for Spooky Week, and it was considerably better production wise. I mean, it's just they're gross. They're just
nasty.
I mean, it's gore to the nth degree.
Are we talking like Friday the 13th meets Saw? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Intestines, like blood balloons, like it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's
brain matter.
I dare to say that Art the Clown is this generation's Freddy Krueger.
There is definitely some
I mean, there's 3 movies out now, 4th one in the works. It kind of has like a little bit of a supernatural vibe to it. There's evil, so
there's a relationship with like the Evil Dead movies, especially like with the first and the second one, and like that leap into getting like bought out by a studio, or not bought out by a studio, but like in partnership with a studio and getting that distro and playing the hits and also elevating it for the second one. It's really like boots on the ground early Raimi movie. It's fun.
And I haven't watched the third one yet, but it's a buddy of mine that I used to work with at the Space and Rocket Center, he mentioned him like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, no, thank you, because I didn't care. But like the hype train didn't really hit until the third one was coming out, because the first one came out in 2016, I think, and then the second one I want to say came out in 2017 or 2018. They were pretty back to back. And then there was a bit of a gap until the third one. And so, but now, I mean, every horror, like you said, he had his own thing in Halloween Horror Nights. Okay,
every Spirit Halloween has him.
So David Howard Thornton had over 1,150 reactions, and Ron Perlman had about 1,160.
Big Nosh. Hey, man. Appreciate you, brother. Glad you're able to join us. I know it's early for you normally to be on while we're getting started. But always good to see you, brother. Have a great one.
But those
Nosh is way out on the West Coast, I believe.
So LeVar Burton, and these are just Facebook numbers. LeVar Burton had about 1,300 reactions and likes. Will Wheaton had just under 1,200. Vicki Lawrence had about 1,240. And Tom Welling had about 1,250. Michael Rosenbaum, 937. So, yeah, I mean, people are excited about Art the Clown. And the fact that we are doing the Art the Clown photo op, because not every show does that, because you've got to fly in a makeup person. So it's another flight, another fee, another hotel. But, it's been well received so far.
So when you say photo op, you mean like in the clown makeup?
Yes.
That's gonna be so cool. Oh my
God.
So I can just see him and Vicki Lawrence coming. Get a photo of the two of them together, because I imagine her in character with a guy dressed like that would be hilarious.
Yes.
That's an interesting question. Is Will Wheaton going to wear a mask during photo ops?
I don't know. That is his right as a human being if he wants to. And I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's like, just like we don't control their pricing, I can't control what they wear or what they say or their views or anything. I mean, and it's I don't know. And so I'm Switzerland and everything. And so I don't know. Maybe not. And so we'll see. Now I will say, if anyone is concerned about someone, wearing a mask, that they don't want a picture with someone wearing a mask in it, you don't have to buy the photo ops early. You can buy them there. So you can see, is he, and then, because he's there 2 days, he's there Friday, Saturday. And so if he's doing it on the first day, he'll likely do it on the second day. So you can, wait and buy it there. Questioning myself. Yeah, he's Friday, Saturday. So yeah, because
fabulous.
yes.
Is there anything else about the expo you want to tell people that I have not thought to ask? Or
I don't.
Dates, April 19th through the 21st, 2026.
It is the 17th through the 19th.
17th through the 19th. It was 19th to the 21st this year.
Yeah, it was.
I think. 1 year. 17th through the 19th, right?
Yes, it's 17th through 19th. Tickets are weekend passes and VIP passes are available now on our website. Josh, I meant to ask you, do you guys have people come in like for Christmas asking for Expo tickets to buy?
Yes.
Okay.
Every year.
Okay. So I will try to get.
They want to put those physical tickets in the stocking.
Yeah. So I will get those tickets made. Now, single day tickets don't go on sale until January. That is because we need to know, kind of how many do we have left after, because you have to assume that if someone buys a weekend ticket, they're going to be there all 3 days. So
yep.
I know the expo feels very crowded, but it is always under control and counted. And it's not like we just sell tickets all willy-nilly.
Great question, Grace.
Yes. Each guest has a separate VIP line. And the way that we do it, again, when a guest gets to their table and they want to change things, that is on them. But the way that we tell our volunteers to handle the 2 lines is, it's not like clear out the VIP line and then go to those normies. It's basically a 2-1. Like 2 VIP people come in and then 1 regular, and then once the VIP line is gone, then it's if a VIP person, okay, if there's nobody in the VIP line and say 5 people in the regular line, and then 1 person walks up to the VIP line, they would then be next. But we do have, every guest has a VIP line, just because we never know. There's always surprise guests that have like crazy lines. I mean, Shatner's going to have a line. Ashley Eckstein's going to have a line. Amy Jo Johnson's going to have a line. But then it's like, holy cow. What was one of the Richard Karn? He had a line. That was unexpected. And then when he didn't have a line, he was out in the crowd talking to people. Super cool guy. Julian Richling, Richard Ritchie, the guy from Supernatural who was deaf. Julian Riching. That's going to bother me.
There's a brand new Supernatural comic book that comes out, I think, this week or next, that is set between seasons 1 and 2. And if we were to ever get any Supernatural people, there is a comic out now that they could sign.
Julian Richings. He had a great line all week. I didn't know he would have a line. And so we give every guest a VIP line. Sometimes it never gets used. Sometimes it gets unexpectedly used a lot. And so, yeah. Plus, it's like, you don't really want a guest to walk up and see that everyone but them has a VIP line. It's like,
yep.
Wah, wah. So, but yeah, good question.
Yeah, great question, Grace. So if you're getting a VIP ticket, that's definitely the smartest way to go. Um, unless you can get the super mega VIP ticket.
Well,
There's levels of VIP tickets now,
well,
right?
and there's the ultra VIP and then the regular VIP, and the only difference between the two is the ultra VIP comes with this specialty badge.
The
Because
8-bit lanyards or
and
badges.
well, all of the VIPs get a VIP lanyard, but then the Ultra gets the handmade badges, the perler bead badges, and this year they get a hoodie instead of a T-shirt. In past years, it was a jersey, but we're taking a break from the jerseys this year and going to hoodies because we had lots of people asking for hoodies. So those are the two main differences, but it's one badge isn't more VIP-er than the other ones. Kevin with the Ultra, it's I agree. I've loved every jersey we've had. I don't know what, maybe this past year's baseball jersey was my favorite, just because it was the blue and had the cityscape on it. And so, but
and not quite so hot.
yeah, I love our hockey jerseys. But yeah, so I think I'll work on going ahead and getting the weekend tickets this month so that we can get them out to you, maybe even by Black Friday or something.
Oh, that'd be great.
So that way we can go and get those moving so people can have actual physical copies of the ticket.
Jeremy said he sees you in your jersey at other cons, which is awesome. Always good to see somebody wearing the T-shirt from the Expo when I show up somewhere.
Yes, it's funny because I would like go take a picture with the person. I was at the show at Mars a couple weeks ago. I went to the Darkness show. My best friend from back home was in town, so we went. And there was a dude wearing Expo hockey jersey. I was like, Jordan was like, "I'm gonna take your picture with him." I was like, "All right, cool." Just because it's fun seeing your logo out in the wild.
Yep.
And I've now seen people. We do the tote bags as part of the VIP package. And I've seen people at other shows with the Expo tote bag. I'm like, that's so fun.
That's awesome.
One of these days I'm gonna find someone with like an Expo tattoo or something. Like, all right, you win.
That's dedication right there. Yeah.
That is when you win.
But,
Lamar Chaplin and Terry Batt, two guys, big Batman fans who used to kind of like have a competition about who was the biggest Batman fan. And then Terry Batt went and got the tattoo, and Lamar was like, all right.
And he got
now I'm just the most
tattoo.
sensible Batman fan.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, as far as anything, to know or whatnot, it's, I think it's just wait for announcements. We've got, we'll have the hotel blocks hitting the website pretty soon. So that'll be something else to look forward to. I would say if you're needing a room, get it as soon as those go live because they fill up. And I mean the more rooms that we can sell in the area, the better it looks for the show and the more support that we get from the city, from those hotels. Because you go to a hotel and you end up paying like 80% tax on the room because of all these little stupid fees. Part of it is a hospitality fee or whatever, and that goes straight to the hospitality budget of the city.
Yep.
So if they see that they're getting good money that weekend because of our rooms, other kitty, then they're more apt to help us out and
But you can't tell Jeremy if that's the same cat. It just got into its ninja outfit.
He's squeaking.
It's very fair.
He doesn't meow, he squeaks. Sorry, we were having a oh my god.
It's not creepy at all. And Kevin can drive her there. But yeah, so I mean it's
maybe he just meant you could stay there, Jeremy.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no,
Like,
I've got my own house.
He'd be so happy he'd put you up in his room.
That's what's so funny. Like, people, they'll say, is the hotel nice? I'm like, well, from what I see, yeah, but I don't stay there. I live 10 minutes from the VBC. I sleep in my own bed. It's the only show that I do that I can stay in my own bed.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I'm excited about this year.
It's shaping up to be an amazing year. I am super pumped for this year.
The fact that the vendor space sold out in 24 hours this year.
Did it really?
Yeah. I mean, last year it sold out in 2 days, and I'm like, well, we'll never beat that. And then we went live July 1st, and it sold out July 2nd.
Wow.
And so
that's awesome.
It is. And so, I mean, the vendors are, and we've got new vendors. It's not that it sold out because all the same vendors came back. There's a lot of shows that you go every year and it's the same vendors every year. But we have, turnover, and it's great. We have great vendors every year, great artists every year. I like our vendor room. I like our gaming room, our panels, the photo ops. It's a very fun experience. And I love that, I get so many questions from people who've never been to a show, like a Comic-Con type show before. I'll get phone calls. I spent 30 minutes talking to a lady this year because she and her husband were driving down from Virginia because Mark Spears was going to be there. And she had no idea how it works. She had no idea how she was going to get autographs. A lot of people are like, how do I get stuff signed by guests? Are they just walking around? People think it's like Disney. Like maybe you'll run into Baloo if you're lucky. You have to be super lucky.
Yeah.
But it's I
have to hang out by the bathroom and hope that they have to go eventually. And you catch them on the way in.
Yeah. And I often tell people I use Disney as an analogy for the Expo so much.
It's a great one. You're gonna walk a lot.
Yeah.
You stand in lines.
People
see
say
awesome stuff.
Well, and people say, can I see every guest if I go just one day? And I'm like, no, probably not. I was like, it's like going to Disney. If you want, hello, Legion.
What is up, man?
If you want to see everything, you need to go multiple days. You may get to ride the rides that you want, or some of the ones that you want, but you're not going to get to ride everything. And you may have to miss a show because you could either go sit in a panel or go stay in line to, get Shatner. And so I tell people you can't do all of Magic Kingdom in one day, and you can't do everything at the Expo in one day. And with that too, the VIP works as a fast pass.
That's your fast pass. Yeah,
that's your fast pass. And so you can see everything, but you have to spend time. And there was a comment that's that's two different parks.
Yeah, that's true. 2
different parks. And if you throw Guardians in there, that's a third park.
Also true.
Guardians is the best of the 3. Just saying.
I've been on Tron, but I second.
Tron's fun, but if you do it sit up, it's way more fun if you sit up during it because you're on the right. Well, it's kind of difficult because you're on the light cycle, so you're like this, but it's not like you're harnessed down. You just that's where the handles are. But so I rode the whole thing like this. Well, and I started out like this with my elbows on the handles, and so my photo,
that was your picture.
that was my picture. And the boys were riding it in front of me together, and so I was next to some random dude like this. So I'm like, got a picture of somebody next to him like this.
Like that guy's about to propose.
But
that's adorable.
So cute.
But yeah, so I saw someone that complained when we announced Mark this year, and they were like, I hope they don't do the VIP line again because that took forever if you didn't have the VIP. And I'm like, sounds like you need to buy the VIP. I mean, it's like, I'm sorry that people that paid more got special treatment. Like, I get it if you can't swing it, but it's like,
just level set your expectations. I mean,
yeah,
you got to know what you got and what you don't.
And that was such a cool scene having Kevin Eastman, Mark Spears, Chris Claremont.
I mean, that was like a murderer's row right there between
what a
those
great
three.
Trifecta of comic history and history in the making.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not
one
wrong.
vendor in particular, right, Kane? Right, Kane?
There. I mean, if we're talking Expo vendors, although it's my one curiosity that can never get answered is how my booth would do if I was at it.
Yep. You'll never know.
I'll never know. But we have, in my opinion, some of the best comic floor of any show. We may not have the number of comic guests that people want, but as far as quality and price of good comics, you're not going to beat the vendors at the Expo.
Mm-mm.
It's great. I mean, and we'll have 10 or 15 comic vendors, and they all do well because people come out, and it's a great variety. And
well, they're all slightly different flavors. Yeah.
It's like that's something I do every year. Like I come in with like a checklist of like these are the keys that I want to get for myself, or these are like the ultimate wish list of every book that I would like possibly want, and then I pick like 3 or 4 that I'm gonna like actually aim for. And I come across like at least 4 copies of everyone every time.
Well, Heroes Con is its own thing, brother.
Yeah,
we all acknowledge that. But as far as shows around here,
and you're not going to get into Heroes Con for $60 for the weekend either.
No.
So I mean, it's and that's the other thing too. Like, as far as the amount of people, the amount of vendors, the amount of guests, the value on the ticket price. I mean, what we charge for the VIP, standard VIP, is what some shows charge for their 3 days, and
or for 2 days.
Yeah, for 2 days. I mean, there's shows that I've gone to as a vendor where they're charging more than we charge for a 2-day show, and their lineup is not half of what we have.
Yep.
And then they wonder why it's not well attended.
Well, we've said in the past, you came along, you saw that Huntsville needed something like this. You had the guts and the understanding of shows to set something up and start it. Mm-hmm. And this show is one of the best run shows, and I hear that from people all the time. Mm-hmm. And if you just look at the numbers, it's a huge success. And Huntsville does need a show like this, and I'm super glad we have one. And I think it's great. So hats off to you for doing that.
Thank you. It's, and I tell people it's, when it's stripped down, I just take everything that I enjoy about being behind the table and in front of the table. And so some shows you have to like fill out your life story before you can buy a badge. I don't care. And I get why they do it. It's marketing so that they can put you on an email list and email the crap out of you every time they make any kind of announcement. I don't want to bother people. I never want to be a bother. I never assume people are going to come back. And that goes for the Huntsville. It's April 17th through 19th. You should try it. All the cool.
And let me tell you, if you don't know Legion, he is like a walking encyclopedia of all things DC Comics. I'm telling you, I learned something about comics every time I talk to him. Every time we have him on this show, I learned something. He saw some detail. He read something into the text and was able to tie it back to another thing over there. He's got his own show too, which he digs into comics every week, and it's phenomenal.
Right on.
Yeah, just love talking to him. I need to get you back on the show because it's been a minute and there's been a lot going on in DC. So we need to talk next time you get a chance to come on a Thursday night.
Absolute.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. I'll be here all night. No, just for the next few minutes. But yeah, I want everyone to have fun. And, I've had people ask me, what's the most important part of the show? And I tell people there's not a most important part. I'm not sacrificing the comfort of the vendors for the guest or for the patrons, or, everybody's important. I'm not saying that to say that nobody's important. It's just that everyone is important. And I give everyone, every aspect of it equal attention. And I tell people, if you ever need me during the show, just stay put for about 10 minutes by. And I'll walk past you.
Yep.
Because I'm literally doing 50,000 steps a day. Because I want to be there for everyone. I mean, I'll go by every, as I'm walking, if I make eyes with a vendor, I'm like, you good? You need anything? How's the show so far? And, if there's some issue, I'll try to tackle it. I'll walk past the guests and I'm like, you doing okay? You need anything? And sometimes I'll be like, I need a bottle of water. I'll go get it, and it's just, trying to do what I can to make people as comfortable as possible and enjoy it. And I've heard from people, wide aisles.
He keeps the aisles at a good size, but no matter how wide they are on Saturday, it doesn't feel like they're very wide, but they are.
No, I mean, it's, the minimum is 6 foot and we have 10-foot aisles. And we have a good amount of comic vendors every year. I mean, from dollar books to $50,000 books are in the building every year. It's pretty neat.
And this past year was the first year Raging Gazebo was there, right?
Yeah.
And they had that mega island with tons of comics. That was great.
Yes. And so we'll just keep it going. And it's so funny because I'll talk to people and they're like, hey, look what I picked up. And I'm like, I want to be able to shop. Because the only time that I can walk around is at 6 a.m. before anybody else is there, and I'll see stuff, and I'm like, oh, I need to come back and talk to them about whatever, and I ultimately forget. While
I'm thinking of it, real quick, there is a best in Huntsville, greatest in Huntsville, something. And Raging Gazebo was nominated as one of the best bookstores.
Okay.
In Huntsville, although they're in Madison. But everybody everybody watching, go out and vote for them. We want small, locally owned stores to win those awards, not Barnes and Noble, not Books A Million. Go out and vote for Ancient Gazebo.
I always like when, it's like best Mexican food and somehow Taco Bell's up there. It's like,
My God.
what? No. But yes. But yeah. But no, there's always cool stuff to find at the show. Toys, comics, video games, Pokemon cards, art. My goodness, there's so much cool art. I
Yes.
come home with, and Emily and the boys come home with every year. Books. I've had. There's one guy, Jay Burton, Red Crow Comics.
Yep.
Who's been with us since year one.
Since the very beginning, yeah.
He's every year. There was one year. It was on like Saturday, around like 2:00. His table was empty, and he was like putting on his backpack. I was like, "Hey, is everything okay?" I mean, he still had his tablecloth and some flyers out and stuff. And I thought maybe something happened. I was like, "Hey, is everything okay?" He's like, "I sold out. I sold all my stuff." He's like, "So I'm just going to leave this here, and I'm going to go to the house and get some more." I was like, "Awesome."
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, that's a good place to be.
Right. You love to see that. Well, hell, I mean, Sweet Nana, she sells out every day.
Every day, and somehow she must stay up until 3 or 4 in the morning. She comes in with a whole new batch of more stuff the next day.
She does. In fact, this year, she left a bit earlier. She left early on Saturday. She left Sweet Granddaddy there. But Sweet Nana left, and she went because she always stays at an Airbnb with a
full-up
kitchen and everything. So she'll be up. She'll stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning baking, and then come back and it's all gone. So if you want any Sweet Nanas, you better get there before.
Well, what I would encourage people to do is if you want any of Sweet Nana's sweet treats, and believe me, you want them. You may not know you want them yet, but you want them.
Yes.
She does pre-orders.
Pre-order.
So you can pre-order, and she can make it, and it'll be waiting for you there when you come in. And that's a better thing to do because you know you're going to get what you want, and you don't have to just hope that she still has it when you get there.
Yep.
So strongly encourage that.
We love Nana.
Well, guys, we are about out of time. Is there anything you want to say before we shut her down and let Fix Cooks back to their Thursday night?
No, tickets on sale now on the website, hsvexpo.com. And we're still doing, they're not, the VIPs, they don't ever get discounted. But the weekend tickets, they're still on a discounted tier. So they will go up. They'll go up December 1st, I think, and then they'll go up again January 1st. But so get them while you can, kind of thing. Yeah.
You sold out of VIPs last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we'll sell out of VIPs. We sell out of VIPs every year because and people are like, can you just make more? No, then they're not as VI as VIP. And so yeah, if you want a VIP, get them now. They make great Christmas gifts. We will do the 25 Days of Christmas again, which is always exciting. We'll do some themed weeks there. So we'll probably see a Star Wars week there. Some big names still to come. Maybe some of the names named tonight might be there. But yes, I highly recommend like and subscribe this page, and smash that follow button. Isn't that what the cool kids say?
They did 10 years ago. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah,
it's been cool since the 90s, and even that was questionable.
Same, brother.
But yeah, definitely like and follow the Expo socials on Facebook and Instagram, because when we start our announcements, you definitely want to see them because they're cool, especially and just a PSA. If you're not interested in a guest, you don't have to let anybody know. Nope. You don't have to say.
You don't have to go stand in line
person
for
is.
that guest. You can just go to the ones you do want. That's
You
correct.
You know how you make your voice heard? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you don't care about a guest.
We do care when you do, though.
Do what?
We do care when you do care. Tell us when you do care.
Well, and that's just it. Guests see the post. You know, I can't tell you how many times that the guests will repost the Facebook post, the Instagram post. And so when they're scrolling through, you know, if you're not coming, that's cool. I also don't need to know that you're not going to Michigan next Thursday. Nobody cares. And you know, maybe I'll get some flack for this, but like nobody cares about the negativity. You're not cool. Nobody cares. So that's
True that.
I hope someone, you know, recorded that and will make me a meme or something, but nobody cares. I mean, and there's room in the sandbox for everyone to play. People have views on both sides, and if someone doesn't align with your views 100%, it's okay. It's okay. We're not all robots. We can be different. We can be friends. This is a safe place for everyone, not just everyone that agrees with you. So,
yep. Preach, brother. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We will catch you guys next time. We'll probably have Alan back, and we will see you then.